Imagine you bought a product, let's say a computer. It doesn't work, so you call tech support and ask for help. Their only solution is, you aren't doing it right. Try doing things that have nothing to do with fixing the problem. Wait, and then they tell you it's your fault and they have no way of fixing it. I think most of us would demand our money back or consider the company a rip-off artist. Religion, however, gets a free pass. If something isn't working for you, it's either your fault, keep praying, or wait. Teresa MacBain, probably one of the most famous atheist ex-clergy at the moment, pointed this out in a lecture she did at CFI. Link is in the below bar. She went to her father as a child and found in Paul's letters 2 different commands. One was that women should not speak or pray aloud. The other said that women couldn't pray aloud in church unless her head is covered. This was clearly not what their church practiced, so she went to her father and said that she was confused. Instead of trying to figure out what was wrong with her understanding, her father replied that the Bible clearly states that God is not the author of confusion, so if she is confused, the problem was with her. The response shut her up and stifled her questioning for years. The ability to circle the square around the hypocrisy of the church, while at the same time being told to trust and honor the church because it couldn't be wrong, kept her in perpetual state of confusion and guilt, thinking there was something wrong with her, and she just couldn't get it, and smarter people do get it, so she should just have faith and get along with it. This cognitive dissonance acts as a stumbling block for many young people. It is a serious mental hang-up for them, and they can't get over, and they spend much of their youth guiltily trying to figure out the puzzle that has no answer, or the answer to it is all BS, and the thoughts they had as a very young child were actually the correct answer. It is incredibly infantilizing and prevents them from growing up and having confidence in themselves. Infantilization is a major tactic of the mind virus of religion. A recent study shows that children 5 to 6 that are raised religious are slower to develop the ability to distinguish the difference between reality and fantasy. Their childlike trust is idolized and therefore takes precedence over their childlike curiosity, and that curiosity is often crushed or limited, or they have to figure out a workaround when their curiosity is socially acceptable and when it isn't. The Bible idealizes childlike trust so much that it stunts a child's skepticism as well as independence. America is particularly bad about infantilizing its children, with fears of stranger danger, even though in the U.S. the number of abducted children has dropped since the 80s, massively. Safety awareness is essential, but not to the extent of fearing every shadow we have and restricting the independence of children. American children have slightly more rules than a person in prison, and slightly less restrictions than someone in Marine boot camp. If a child is unable to get experience in real life, especially as they grow into a teen and learn basic competence skills and self-reliance, it can lead to increased levels of depression. The idealization of childlike innocence also creates a narrative that children need to be isolated and hyperprotective from the real world, to the point that we blame video games, music, and TV for increased violence when the real issue is often society and community one. And the best ways to protect themselves safely by just telling them don't do it, something most of the parents who push the message themselves hypocritically didn't adhere to as teens because the hormones are high, but the children often assume that their parents abstained. Kids of course often give in to temptation, especially if the level of taboo around it is higher than kids who have been taught that it's just a normal thing, just be safe with it. Then those infantilized teens end up pregnant and their parents can't figure out where they went wrong. To which the guilt-filled answer always comes down to, it's your fault. Hey there, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw from my channel, please subscribe and donate to my Patreon. If you have evidence to counter what I say, please provide it. If you would like to see what I was doing with this channel 5 years ago, please click the links on the screen. Thank you so much.